We are back again today for another episode of Food Myths. So right now, because of our current COVID-19 situation, most of us will be taking away our food or calling in food delivery. This also means that we will be using more plastic containers and packaging to take away or tapao our makan and our drinks. When manufacturing plastic packaging or containers, chemicals are inevitably used. And because of that, there have been various misconceptions about the potential migration of such chemicals into our food. So today, we're busting 3 different myths on 3 different types of food contact materials. Your favorite plastic containers, your styrofoam box, and your plastic bottles. To help us with these myths, we will be looking for an expert on food contact materials. And he is none other than Wei Min for Singapore Food Agency.
Hi, I'm Wei Min. I'm from SFA and I analyze food contact articles such as plates, bowls and cups to ensure that they meet our safety requirement. Hi, come, take a seat,
If you look closely at our food containers and plastic bottles, you may find small numbers that are printed or embedded on it. And some people think that it represents the number of times that the plastic containers can be reused before you throw it away, while other people think that it represents the type of food that it can contain. But actually the answer is so much more simpler than all of these, right?
Yes, you're right. The numbers actually identifies what type of plastic is used to make the container. It's more for the recycling company to reprocess them more efficiently. The numbers are known as Plastic Identification Code, PIC. PIC1 is clearer, strong and can hold moisture and gas. PIC2 is stiffer and with less clarity. PIC3 is versatile and clear. PIC4 is flexible and can seal things easily. PIC5 is resistant to heat, chemicals, grease and oil. PIC6 is versatile and easily formed. And PIC7 is other forms of plastics.
Plastics are made from long-chain polymers, and each polymer is composed of small building units called monomers that are chemically linked together. Different combinations of monomers will give different properties and characteristics to the plastic. In addition, plastic additives can be added during the manufacturing process to give specific properties for certain types of packaging to make it more appealing to consumers. Now that you guys know what the numbers mean, these myths don't really make any more sense, right? So guys, it does not represent the number of times that you can reuse the plastic packaging before you have to throw them away. Please do clarify it with your family and friends. If not, there will be a lot of single-use plastic wastage. Okay, it's now time. I'm going to tap off the food. Styrofoam being unsafe to use is something that my grandmother has always been preaching to me, because she thinks that there are some toxins in the styrofoam packaging that may migrate into our food, especially when you tap out hot food. I actually think she has styrophobia. And styrofoam packaging will be the second myth that we are busting today.
Is styrophobia actually a real thing?
Yes. It's actually the fear of the sight and the sound of styrofoam. You know, like or like. Did you know that there are 2 types of styrofoams? Both styrofoams are made from polystyrene and they start off as polystyrene beads. For EPS, they will be put into a mold and subjected to steam to make them expand and take the shape of the mold. For XPS, the melted polystyrene gets pushed through a specific mold as it is getting expanded.
SFA has conducted tests on polystyrene food contact articles that are imported, used and sold in Singapore, and they meet our safety requirements. The use of polystyrene food contact packaging therefore does not pose a health risk if they are used properly. However, as styrofoam can soften and deform under high temperature, consumers are advised to cool the hot oily food slightly before placing them in the containers. Consumers are also advised not to use the styrofoam food packaging if deformation is observed.
So all in all, cool down your food slightly before you put into your styrofoam packaging and you'll be safe. Our last myth of the day is about plastic bottles, especially these disposable ones. So people often think that there are harmful chemicals inside these bottles, such as Bisphenol A, aka BPA, and that these chemicals can migrate into the liquid that it contains. Such misconceptions exist because BPA is a starting material in the manufacture of certain plastics.
In the past, some baby feeding bottles were made from polycarbonate plastics which may contain BPA. However, baby feeding bottles today were made from other plastics which does not contain any BPA. Our plastic bottles used for bottling of drinking water are made from PET plastics which does not contain any BPA.
So if you guys want to be really sure, you can check out the PIC code below, and if it indicates that it's PIC1, that means it's made out of PET plastics which do not contain any BPA. So there's no BPA involved, there's no chance of migration at all. To show how SFA tests if there are BPA in our plastics, we shall head over to one of their labs to check it out.
So these are the extract from the 2 baby bottles that we had just now. So we'll put inside the instrument and we wait for about 8 minutes for the results. For a negative sample, you will see a straight baseline, whereas for a positive sample, you will see a spike in the diagram.
Now that we have demystified some of the misconceptions of these food containers, here are 5 tips that you can follow to avoid misusing them and to keep yourself safe. Disposable containers are safe for one-time intended usage but not for repeated storage of food. Do not use the microwave on plastic containers that are not labelled as microwave safe. Only use reusable plastic food containers for repeated storage of food. Replace reusable containers when they turn cloudy or if cracks or heavy abrasions start to appear. Check the labels and follow the manufacturer's instructions before using the containers. Chemicals that are used in the manufacture of plastic packaging or containers will have low levels of migration as long as you use them appropriately. Or you can consider using reusable bowls or containers like this one here that I've been using to tap on my food. So they are usually made of stainless steel that is eco-friendly as compared to single-use plastic packaging or styrofoam packaging. Be informed, be careful, and you will be safe. Eat in peace and just keep thinking!